first pitch to Mills Paul from D. Morgan, the pitcher for Tallulah, was a strike, and he'll follow it up with a ball that broke and didn't come over the plate for ball two, or ball one. The count will be 1-1. The Mavericks going to be the visiting team this best of 3 game series as Morgan sets to deliver his second pitch, misses just outside on a fastball, and the count will move 2-1 on Paul. For the Mavericks, due up this inning will be Paul, Walker, Tyson, Brody Roberts, the DH for Austin in center field. As Morgan brings the 2-1 pitch in low, count now is 3-1 as he misses badly on that one. Paul works the count to 3-1 after a strike. After all, Roberts will be Dees, Burton, Johnson, Walton, and Reed Roberts in the 8-hole, or the 9-hole for the Mavericks. In the field behind Morgan, as he 3-1 count, strike right in the middle. Paul thought he had ball 4 on a low pitch, but the umpire called it a strike. Count's going to be 3-2 as we're just underway here. Lead off here as Mavericks has a 3-2 count on with no outs in the top of the first inning. Morgan will work out of the windup again, deliver the pitch. There'll be foul job by Paul to keep it in play, right, and keep his bat alive as it was over the outside part of the plate. The count will remain 3-2. Behind Morgan will be Mobley at third base, Tweedle at shortstop. Boyd will be your second baseman. Hopkins on first, McDaniel behind the plate. In the outfield from left to right will be Ray, Morrison, and Bedgood, the right fielder. So 6 pitches into the game. 3-2 count on Paul as Morgan sets and delivers. Swings on, it's going to be a pop fly to the second baseman who gets up underneath it. Boyd makes the catch out of the inning against Paul. Paul had ball 4 but swung at it. Helps out Morgan on the pitch. We're going to bring up Brody Walker, who will be pitching for the Mavericks today. On the season, Walker's batting .375. He's got 13 home runs. The Mavericks come into today 33-5 on the season. They reached after coming back on a comeback win against Tunica Academy last week. They were down 10-6 before winning 16-10 as Morgan delivers the first pitch to Walker, a strike over the outside part of the plate. Mavericks will be playing Tallulah here in this best of 3 game series. 0-1, strike 2 as Walker watches it come across, and he's quickly down 0-2. Tallulah on the season is 24-6, a very good ball team. The Mavericks will be playing. As Walker has a 0-2 count on him here with 1 out in the top of the first. And calls timeout as Morgan was taking his time. Game time weather's 90 degrees with a 5-mile-an-hour north wind blowing from left to right. Pitch on its way. Strike 3 on a nice changeup by Morgan. He'll get a strikeout against Walker. And quickly the Mavericks have 2 outs against them on a pop fly by Paul to the second baseman, then a strikeout swinging by Walker. And it's going to bring up Tyson, the catcher. Tyson on the season is batting .392 from the left side. It's Morgan for the first time today, the right-handed pitcher, Co-Lin signee for Tallulah Academy. Morgan was a quarterback on their football team that played for the state championship early in the year. His first pitch comes in outside for ball 1. And he'll start over on the mound and get a strike right over the inside part of the plate. Umpire likes him knee high. He's been consistent so far. It counts 0-2 now or 1-1 to Tyson as Morgan looks in and gets his signal. It's on deck for the Mavericks. Another pitch comes in, this time missing to the inside, a fastball, and the count goes to 2-1. With 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. So the schedule for this week's games will be tonight here at Tallulah at 6 o'clock. We'll get to the rest of it after this next pitch, which is going to be a strike. Again, Tyson takes it. 2 will be at Manchester on Thursday night at 5 o'clock, and game 3, if needed, will be Saturday at 6 p.m. back here at Tallulah Academy. 2-2 on its way. A breaking ball and bounces inside. Tyson works the count to 3-2. The second time, Morgan's gone 3-2 here in the first inning. Mavericks are going to need to work them a little bit, try to get them off the mound early. He's thrown 16 pitches here so far in the first inning. Paul popped out to second on a high ball that probably was going to be ball 4. But the 3-2 pitch on its way from Morgan to Tyson. He fouled off on a fastball, 87 an hour, back over the left field fence. Count remained 3-2. Tyson's got a .486 on base percentage. He has walked 17 times this year. As the Mavericks are batting here in the top of the first inning. Umpire pitcher know the count's 3-2. The scoreboard had a 2-2 count on it, but a 3-2 count's what we had, and 2 outs. Morgan's set to deliver his pitch. Strike 3 on another changeup. Had Tyson out in front, so Morgan picks up 2 strikeouts here in the first inning. Mavericks go down 1-2-3, and will face Tallulah when we come back from Power 107 in the bottom half of the first inning. And Tallulah, the Trojans, playing for the 3A state championship in the best-of-3 game series. Mavericks will start Brody Walker on the mound. Brody, a Louisiana Tech signee, will be on the mound tonight in the first game for the 33-5 Mavericks, playing in their second straight state championship. Came out runner-up last year against Tallulah Academy. Unexpected visit for the Mavericks in 2020. Playing for it, so the Mavericks have a little work to do after going 1-2-3 in the first inning. They'll face Tweedle, Bedgood, Morgan, Hopkins, McDaniels, Morrison, Moberly, Cade Morgan, the DH for Ray, the left fielder, and then Boyd. On the mound, it's going to be Walker. He's thrown 51 2/3 innings. He's 10-1 on the season with 3 saves. He's got 126 strikeouts versus only 9 walks, and he's only given up 4 earned runs for the season. ERA is a .54. The team's only batting 114 against him, and his whip, which is walks and hits per inning pitched, is a measly .56, which is a very, very good. What league you're playing in? And we're just about underway. Behind Walker is going to be Paul at third base, Dees at shortstop, the second baseman, Walton on first. Tyson will be your catcher. In the outfield will be Burton in left field, Austin in center field, and Reed Roberts in right field. As we're just about underway, Walker touches the rubber and delivers his first pitch. Tweedle square, and he's going to throw a breaking ball in for a strike. Paul was charging fast. It'll be a 0-1 count now to Tweedle, the leadoff hitter for Tallulah here, as we're underway in the bottom of the first inning. Walker likes to work fast. 0-1 pitch comes in. Another pitch, strike 2. He's got 2 in a row. He's hitting around 86 miles an hour, same as Morgan on the gun. We got a gun here tonight. The 0-2 pitch will be ball 1 high as he missed just a little bit upstairs. He hesitated to step, as he does sometimes. Counts 1-2, not a bad pitch. Tweedle did a good job not chasing it. As Walker gets set to throw his 1-2 pitch, Tweedle will call timeout. Umpire gives it to him, tells Walker to get up. Not sure you can actually do that in high schools. There's no time clock. 1-2 pitch now is on its way. Hey now, call strike 3. Right down. Cleveland watched it come by. Mavericks students section brought a big one. They're dressed in Hawaiian garb. Not sure the theme for it, but that's what they've got the luau going over there. They were giving the left, right chant to Tweedles. He walked back to the dugout. Brings up Bedgood, the right fielder, a tall, lanky batter. The right side will face the left-handed Walker. He'll square also. Foul, ball into the ground. This one's a catch. Tyson first got him somewhere else, but he's going to walk it off. Umpire will take another ball to Walker. Walk for just a second. The umpire's checking on Tyson still. He's smiling, so he'll be fine. He'll end up having grandchildren one day. As he comes back behind the plate, good. He'll step back in. Morgan starts off with the strike on the first one. The umpire's talking to him, probably about quick pitching. Walker likes to be ready as soon as they step into the box, and he'll start his windup. We've got a three-man crew here again, as we've had for the last 2 rounds of the playoffs. As Walker towed the rubber with 0-1 count, 1 out, facing Bedgood, who squared the bunt and fouled it on his first pitch. The second pitch comes in, strike 2, right down the middle. Umpire like consistent so far. Nothing more you can ask from an umpire than that, and the count now is 0-2. As Walker calls timeout, he's going to ask for another ball. Walker's thrown 6 pitches, 5 of them have been strikes so far. So he's looking to get his second strike out of the game. Morgan had 2 against the Mavericks. Ball strike 3, a nice high fastball is Bedgood. Couldn't catch up to it. Walker gets a second straight strike. Bring up D. Morgan, the pitcher. This is Walker. He struck Walker out his first time, so a little bit chance for Walker. And he'll work from the windup again. First pitch comes high, ball 1 as he looked like he put a little bit extra on that one and lost control of it. The count's going to go 1-0. Walker, left-handed pitcher, sits around 87 to 88 on most of his pitches. Movement, his ball runs away from the right-handed batters being left-handed. He's got a slider and a changeup to go with it, and he'll deliver the 1-0. There'll be a chopper that Walker gets over, picks it up on third base side, throws a strike over to first. Walker makes the catches. Through a strike to first base. The Mavericks get the Tallulah 1-2-3. As it looks like we're going to have a good one today. We'll go to the top of the back for Power 107. highest average on the team behind Paul. He's got 5 home runs on the season and was invited to play in the Futures game, the All-Star game for the underclassmen here in a week or so. As he steps in against the right-handed Morgan, the first pitch comes in high on a breaking ball that misses badly. The count here for Tallulah is going to play Manchester not to pull the ball as the third baseman's 25, 30 feet off of third base. 1-0 pitch on its way, strike one right down the middle. Counts 1. Just betting the Mavericks aren't going to be able to pull. Morgan, the shortstop, is playing closer to second, back on the grass. Outfield, same way. As Brody Roberts will watch a breaking ball come in, the count's now 1-2. Mavericks hadn't seen a whole pitch of this quality yet this year. We'll see how they handle it. They face some good pitchers. But the 1-2 count for Morgan will be on its way. And miss outside. Roberts 2-2 now. Morgan up to 22 pitches. Watch the pitch count. Not sure how they'll play it on Saturday. 2-2 on its way. Breaking ball. Nice job by Roberts to hold off and rip. It's a 3-2 count against the Maverick batter. He's retired his other 2. We'll see what Roberts does against Morgan here as we're underway. Morgan comes in, misses just outside. Oh, called strike 3 on a slow call by the umpire. Thought it missed outside. He's giving that corner. And he gets Robert on strikeout that he's watching. It's going to bring up Dees. Dees on the season, batting .384. He's got a .515 on base percentage. So he'll step in. Morgan's retired the last 3 by strikeouts. First pitch comes in. Side by J.P. Dees there. As he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Still playing the Mavericks not to pull the ball. The 1-0 pitch on its way, missing outside. The count now is 2-0. Playing pretty deep. The dimensions here, it's a nice sized ballpark. It's 300 down the lines, 320 in the power alleys, and straight away with about an 8-foot tall fence. Just a little bit to right field at this point in the game. This is low. The count's now 3-0. Morgan's in danger of getting the first pass to the Maverick batter here as he's gotten Dees to a 3-0 count. Morgan's up 26 pitches with Burton on deck. Students from Manchester hollering ball 4. We'll see what happens on 3. Comeback pitch by Morgan as he gets a 3-0 count and gets the strike, a much needed strike for the Trojans. Dees steps and he takes it high. Nice job of hitting it. Dees will get a walk on the 5-pitch at bat. His first base runner for the Mavericks here today. Brings up Burton. Dees on the season stolen 25 bases, the second highest on the team. Burton comes in batting .297 on the season. Leads the team in walks with 36. Does have 1 home run and 37 RBIs on the season. So Burton. He pulls back. It's going to be a ball. They're going to throw back behind Dees at first. He gets back in safe. Nice throw by McDaniels. Like, he's got a nice arm. It's Morgan. Sent for the signal. First time he's had to work out the stretch today. Again, Burton's going to turn the bunt. I think he's just trying to give him something to look at. The plate. Count even to 1-1. I think Burton will swing away now. Manchester's just trying to do different against a good pitcher. Dees does not have a big lead here. Morgan takes a look over at him on first base. He'll come home with the ball. Pitch throws down. It's going to be wide. It's going to go to center field, but Dees is stolen base. It'll be his 26th stolen base on the season. It's McDaniel goes wide. On the second base side, he had a chance to get Dees with a good throw. Dees got a good jump on Morgan. Pitch was going to be high for a ball. count will now be 2-1 with one out here in the top of the second. The Mavericks have their first runner in scoring position here today as Burton bats .295, just about identical to his regular season batting average with runners in scoring position. He does have 37 RBIs to his credit, and he'll have a chance here as the third baseman slides in a little bit closer to third base now. They take second. Morgan will check him at second, deliver home. Inside, just missing Burton. He's able to 3-1. And Morgan has struggled a little bit after having a good command in the first inning. He's working a lot of three-ball count pitches here. He'll look. He's going to score. And with Johnson coming up, the first hit of the game is a single by Burton and an RBI single at that. Dees had a great jump on the ball, realized that the left fielder was playing deep, wasn't going to get to it. He was off to the races as soon as the ball was struck. The Mavericks get up 1-0 here as Morgan steps back on the mound. He's up 33 pitches, and we're into the second inning, just an inning and a third. Brings up Johnson. Johnson's got to run on scoring position where he's batting .415 on the season with 26 RBIs. And he'll square the bunt. And he'll bunt lay down down third base. Third base side. Johnson does his job, sacrifices the run over. Brings up Ty Walton. So a nice job hitting by Johnson. Better play by Morgan off the mound as he was able to pounce on it and make the throw over to first base. Not a lot of pitchers are going to make that play as Johnson had a chance for an infield single, but does do his job. He gets Burton to third base. Ty Walton steps in. He'll take a strike right over the middle of the plate on the season. Walton's batting .284. The backstop here at Tallulah is real close to the home plate, not like Manchester's. It's going to take a ball squirting away from the catcher for a runner to score from third base. 0-1 pitch on its way. He's going to miss high, and it does exactly that. Burton plays smart on third base. Ball hits way up high in the net and comes back halfway to the catcher. So this ball, for a runner to score on third, the ball's going to have to squirt toward first and third base dugouts. Walton evens the count at 1-1 here against Morgan. One coming. Missed side, counts 2-1 on the changeup. Burton 90 feet away. Mavericks lead 1-0 on Burton's RBI single. He advanced to second on the throw home and goes to third on a sac bunt by Johnson. Has Ty Walton in 2-1 count. And again, it's the third batter in this. He's faced this in and out of 5 that he's gone 3 balls to. Walton's got a 3-1 count with Reed Roberts on deck. Walton will be looking for something to drive here, probably be a fastball to the left-handed pitcher. He's students again, straight forward. Pitch comes, fastball right down the gut. He's high, not sure why he wasn't looking or sitting on fast. Two balls, going to be a high fly ball. He got underneath it to center field. The center fielder is going to camp under it. Morrison will make the catch and retire at Manchester. They'll leave one runner on in scoring position, but the Mavericks score a run on a hit. They get 1-0 here in the top of the second. We're going to be in the bottom of the second when we come back from Power 107. Mavericks get a run on JPD's as Burton singled them to home on a hit to left field. Up for the Trojans this inning is going to be the number 4 hitter, Hopkins, followed by McDaniels and Morrison. Brody Walker towed the rubber again for the Mavericks. He struck out 2 in the first inning. The first pitch this inning is going to be inside, almost hits Hopkins as he spins out of the way of a breaking ball that missed inside. Mavericks will play their defense straight up here against the Trojans. Paul will play on the grass on third base. Everybody else deep in the infield. The 1-0 pitch comes in on a breaking ball that Walker backdoors Hopkins on. The count evens to 1-1. The outfield's going to play straight away for the Mavericks. Walker delivers the 1-1. Strike 2. That ball tailed away. It started on the inside. Hopkins spun away, and the ball tailed right back over the inside part of the plate, catching the corner. Umpire called it a strike. Counts 1-2 as Walker's shaking off Tyson. The 1-2 delivery on its way. He'll hesitate his pitch and just misses on the same pitch as the called strike 4. Again, Hopkins turns his back to him. Counts 2-2. Not a bad place, but missed the corner just a little bit to the inside. The count goes 2-2 as Walker again works out of the windup. And they'll deliver a 2-2 pitch as Hopkins calls timeout. Manchester's got a big crowd. Tallulah's got a big crowd as expected. Lots in the outfield for Tallulah as they're tailgating and watching off the back of their trucks. Pretty neat deal they have going. A 2-2 count coming. It's going to be a ground ball to makes an easy throw over. Walton stretches for it. Gets the out at 4-3 out for the first out of the second inning. It's going to bring up McDaniels. So 1 out here in the bottom of the second. McDaniels, the 5-hole hitter, steps in. Walker delivered the first pitch to him. It's going to be a breaking ball for a ball that the umpire just called a little low, I think. Came right back over the plate with 1 out here. A nice pitch by Walker. Then makes a good throw across the diamond. Mavericks get another ground out. 5-3 put out this time is Paul. Picked it up and making a great throw over the first base. Brings up the number 6-hole hitter for the Trojans in the center fielder, Morrison. Walker has thrown 16 pitches here through an inning and 2/3. He'll face Morrison for the first time today, another right-handed batter for the Mavericks. Lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. Pitch comes in just missing high, and the count now is 1-0. Come on, Blue. Chest out, baby. On the first base dugout side, that's what they play in at home, so they're comfortable being there. Walker will bring the 1-0. It's going to be a strike on a breaking ball. Morrison squared the bunt. Don't believe he had any intentions to do it. He pulled back as soon as the ball was in the air. Paul did charge, but the count's going to go 1-1 on a nice breaking ball by Walker. 2 outs here, bottom of the second inning. Mavericks lead 1-0. The first game of the state championship. Again, they squared a bunt. And again, he pulls back to another strike on a fastball. Count will be 1-2. Walker's got a chance to get his third punch out of the game. We'll see if he'll come in with a high fastball, see if he can get Morrison to maybe chase one as he's up 1-2 in the count. He'll get a signal, shake it off. And now he's agreeing with Tyson, the catcher. He'll start his motion. Pitch comes. Just misses high. Count evens 2-2. Morrison backed out of the way of it. He was right down the middle, didn't offer to swing yet as it was chest high. Count will be 2-2 now. Mavericks defense still playing the same as he started the inning deep in the infield other than third base. He's playing even with it. 2 outs, a 2-2 count with Morrison comes. Strike 3 on a great fastball on the outside part of the plate. Got Morrison to chase it. Walker picks up his third strikeout of the game. We'll go to the top of the third inning when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks lead 1-0 as we go to the top of the third inning. Morgan will toe the mound again for the Trojans. Through 2 innings, Walker for Manchester. Teams want to win the first game, but if they had to play game 3, you'd probably see the same pitching match with both their aces going. I've been told that 90 pitches is the magic number. It's a close game. Then the Trojans have to decide if they're going to burn them for the week to win game 1, or do they take them out and try to win it elsewhere. But the Mavericks will have up this inning. It's going to be Robertson back to the top of the lineup, and Paul and Walker. Reed Roberts will step in batting .354, and he's going to square a bunt. First pitch to him is going to be low. As the third baseman, Mobley, comes in charging. Morgan misses the first pitch low. Again, squares the bunt. Strike, a fastball right down the middle. Not sure if Roberts was taken. I believe Mavericks are just trying to get pitches at this point, not trying so much swing the first one. The 1-1 on its way, he misses inside on another fastball. Counts now 2-1 as Morgan loses his hat and will have to readjust. 2-1 count now, no outs. Morgan delivers. It's going toward second base. It's going to be an error. It goes right through the second baseman's leg. Boy, Roberts pushed him toward first base. Nice job hitting, got bat on the ball. Boyd comes over, had plenty of time. Went through his legs. It'll give the Mavericks a leadoff runner here in the top of the third inning and bring up Paul again for the second time today. He popped out to second base his first time on a 3-2 count. Roberts on the season has just 11 stolen bases, but he's a threat to run. Morgan will work out of the stretch, take a look over to first and make a move. Roberts back in easily. Dees stole a base last inning and was singled home on the next batter, Burton, to take a 1-0 lead. So the Mavericks will try to run as much as they can. On the season, the Mavericks have stolen 155 bases out of 172. That's a little over 90. Paul will pull back. It's going to be a strike called on a changeup. Reed Roberts will go back first. Not sure if the Mavericks, I believe they're interested to see if they'll try to bunt them over, though, as Morgan makes another first base. Paul's a good bunter, so we'll see if they try to bunt Roberts over. His runs are going to be hard to come by today with both these pitchers on the mound, both of them college-bound pitchers. Both of them very good on the season. So the 0-1 count comes. And Reed Roberts was going. Paul's check swung, and Paul hit off the handle of the bat. Reed Roberts had the base stolen, I believe, on a high fastball. Not sure if it was hit and run or Paul just check swing and caught it on the inside part. But it cost the Mavericks having a second base. Paul will step in with the 0-2 count now, so he's going to have to choke up a little bit. We'll see if Roberts will go again here on the 0-2 pitch with a chance of a breaking ball. Morgan will check the first base. Makes another. Again, Roberts dives back in easily. It doesn't have a huge lead, but Roberts' fast runner. Morgan will look in and get his signal with 2 strikes, no outs. We're here in the top of the 3rd inning. Mavericks leading 1-0 as leadoff hitter Roberts got on the air, and Morgan deep left center field, but the left center fielder's going to get under and call off the left. Throw it back in. So Paul flies out deep left center field. Reed Roberts still on first base, wasn't able to move up on the ball to the outfield. Brings up Walker, who struck out his first time. So the Mavericks will have 2 left-handed batters coming up versus the right-handed Morgan. Here in the top of Roberts will have his lead on first base. Not a big one. And again, Morgan will take a peek over his shoulder and throw over. They're trying to keep Reed Roberts as close as they can. Brody Walker on the season's got 13 home runs, leads the team in that category in a .375 batting average. He also has 65 RBIs on the season. So Morgan will work him with 1 out and a runner on first. And Reed Roberts' first pitch comes in. It's going to be a fastball. It's going to be deep to left field. He took it the opposite way, and it's going to hit off the bottom of the fence. Reed Roberts is going to third base. He's going to get in close play, but Walker gets a double off the left field. He went with the pitch. Runners on second and third base, and it's going to runner and Grant Nixon for Walker, the pitcher, and it's going to bring up Tyson. Anything in the infield to the right side should score the run for the Mavericks. Tyson's job at this point is just to put in a ball in play as the Mavericks have runners on second and third, have a chance to add to the lead here on the season. Tyson's batting .365 with runners in scoring position. Mavericks as a team bat .388 with runners in scoring position. And they got 2 on base right now on third and second with 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Morgan in a little bit of trouble. First pitch, Tyson comes in high, ball 1. Morgan's now up to 50 pitches on the night. Digs back in from the left side. Reed Roberts takes his lead on work out the stretch with the runner on third base as Tyson calls timeout. Morgan's got 3 strikeouts. He hadn't given up but 2 hits, but they've both been big score D's, and then a double by Walker. 1-0 pitch on its way. It's going to be fouled straight back into the screen. Count will be 1-1. Roberts might have had a chance to score on it, but he had to wait to see. The left fielder got back. The ball was right up against the fence when it landed. Roberts couldn't take a chance of going too far. He got to second base, and then once he realized the ball hit the bottom of the fence, he advanced to third. Walker strolled in easily to second base. He has a 1-1 count on him, 1 out here in the top of the third. Morgan sets and delivers the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball is going to be a ground ball. Nice play by the first base. He looked home, a diving play on a hard hit ball in between him and second base. The first baseman was able to dive Hopkins to his coming home, but ends up running to first base, touching the bag. And Mavericks get another run on a good hit by Tyson. He'll ground out but get an RBI. They'll bring up Brody Roberts, who struck out his first time. There's still a runner on third base, and Nixon. Roberts on the season's batting .382 with runners in scoring position, a little below his season average. And he'll watch a nice, pretty slider come in for a strike. 2 outs, Mavericks leading 2-0 against the Trojans here in the top of the 3rd inning as Morgan sets and delivers the 0-1. He'll miss outside. This ball's going to go way back toward first base. It's a breaking ball. Big squirts out toward the Manchester dugout, and exactly what the ball had to do for the Mavericks to score with the short backstop happens. And the Mavericks get an easy run as Nixon comes in from third. Mavericks now lead 3-0 here. As we're in the top of the third, Brody Roberts will have 1-1 count, the DH for the Mavericks with 2 outs as Morgan has hit the 55 pitch mark. Trojans wanting to get out of this inning as Brody Roberts hits a hard ball. The shortstop's going to be a base hit. Shortstop was playing over towards second base. Dove for the ball. The ball got under his glove. It's going to be a single by Roberts. It's going to bring up Dees. Dees walked his first time up. Roberts will getting their hits in now after they've seen Morgan for the first time, adjusted to his speed. The Mavericks have been a good hitting team all season long, batting .360 on the season. As Morgan looks to base with Brody Roberts and comes home to Dees. A strike right down the middle of the plate, waist high. Brody Roberts on first base is no threat to steal. He's got 1 stolen base on the season. Morgan, pitch comes, strike 2 as he gets on the inside part. J.P. Dees now have to choke up, protect the plate with 0-2 count. The Mavericks do lead 3-0 in the first game of a best-of-3 series for the 3A state championship. In Tallulah, Louisiana. The Trojans on the field here in the top of the third. 0-2 pitch by Morgan. Breaking ball right down the middle. Dees watches 3 straight pitches. In the inning, but in the inning, the Mavericks get 2 hits on 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave nobody on base, and they'll go to the bottom of the third inning, leading 3-0 when we come back from Power 107. Walker's got 3 strikeouts on him now. He's faced 6 batters as we go into the first pitch is on its way. Missing high, the count's 1-0. Tallulah's got a huge crowd. They're standing room only. They're 5 deep behind home plate. 1-0 and delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be a ground ball to Paul. Paul over, and a nice stretch by Lawton as the ball short hops. He makes the play. Mobley grounds out to his counterpart, 5-3, bringing up the DH, Cade Morgan. Morgan and D. Morgan are cousins, I was told earlier before the game. Cade Morgan, the big right-handed batter. Now the 8-hole, the DH will face Walker for the first time tonight. Paul comes in. Paul's got a towel he's been wearing the last couple of times that Walker's pitched. Walker will dry his hands off. He's been battling some blister problems here the last few weeks of the season. But it's pitching well tonight. He's got 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. The Mavericks defense is going to play straight away again. Not shade either direction as Walker delivers his first pitch. Strike right down the middle. Knee high. The umpire likes those knee high calls. He's been consistent on them all night long. Starting to set a little bit in left center field, as it's going to be harder to see for the first baseman. Walker on the 0-1 pitch will deliver. It's going to be a breaking ball that Morgan swings over the top of. He'll be up 0-2, he'll have a chance to get his fourth strikeout of the game as Morgan steps back in. He'll hesitate his pitch, and he gets Morgan to chase a high fastball. Great pitch. Started his windup, picked his leg up, stopped for just a second, and then gave Morgan a little bit of eye candy. Couldn't catch up to it on the fastball. It came in around 87 miles an hour. It'll be the fourth punch out of the night for Morgan and bring up Boyd, the second baseman. Boyd reached on the air, then was driven home on a ground ball out by Tyson later on after Walker's double to left field. Walker is up to 26 pitches, only 2 2/3 into this. He'll face a 9-hole hitter, Boyd, who squares the bunt, and he'll throw. He gets out of the way on a fastball. Paul was charging, and Johnson was going to cover first, but the ball missed high as Boyd was able to pull his bat back. He won't try to bunt, and Walker give him a nice breaking ball on the back door, hit the outside corner. Count will be 1-1 now as he gets a strike, and he'll fast pitch this one. Strike two swinging. He was in his motion as soon as the batter stepped in. Walker likes quick pitches, so the Trojans either going to have to call timeout or they'll be ready because he will throw it in a hurry. 1-2 count now on the number 9-hole hitter, Boyd, with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Mavericks leading 3-0. Walker gets his sign and delivers the pitch. He'll hesitate. Strike 3 swinging. As Walker has really pitched a well of a game so far through 3 innings, he gets 2 punch outs. In the end, there's no runs on no hits. Mavericks will come to bat in the top of the fourth, leading 3-0 when we come back from Power 107. For the fourth inning, leading 3-0 as Morgan is on the mound still for the Trojans. Morgan on the night hadn't pitched bad. He's given up only three hits. He did have an error behind him. He's had a walk, but the Mavericks have taken advantage of their base runners. They've scored 3 out of the 4 base runners they've had on base tonight, and lead 3-0 as we move to the top of the fourth inning. Due up for the Mavericks will be Burton, Johnson, Walton. Burton had the first hit back in the second inning. He'll face Morgan for the second time. He singled to left field. Morgan's going to work out the stretch now. And first pitch going to be ripped to left field. This guy a chance. Takes the first pitch and doubles off the left field fence. Run when it first got in the air. We'll see if the Mavericks will try to play a little small ball here with Johnson coming up. Johnson's going to step in. I think we may see a bunting situation as Tallulah calls timeout. They're going to come out and talk to Morgan, the pitcher. A little bit of strategy. While they're doing that, let's thank our sponsors. Bank Plus, William Clark and Morrison, Ayers, Delta Implement, Main Street Market, Manchester Academy, Scott Petroleum, Coghlan Planning Company, Yazoo Valley Electric, Bank of Yazoo, Spencer Ready Mix, Manasco Body Shop, P-Rose, Jim Newsom Trucking, and A&A Calibration. Thank you to all these sponsors that have brought Manchester Academy baseball to you all year long on Power 107, and will continue to bring it to you throughout the state playoffs as the Mavericks try to win the first game of a best-of-3 series at Tallulah Academy. They've got on second base. Johnson's going to step in. We'll see if he will try to sack bunt again. He sacked bunt Burton the first time around, but Burton was left on base on third. Be another good opportunity for him to bunt here. Tallulah's a left-handed. See it is what's about to happen. If they lay a bunt down, he's got to charge in and throw across his body. Everything's backwards for a left third baseman. First pitch comes, and Johnson will absolutely turn to square. Pitch will miss low and outside on a breaking ball, and counts could be 1-0. So it'll be interesting to see if the lefty can get a throw off fast enough. First time Morgan got off the mound and got Johnson at first on the sack bunt. He'll take the runner at Burton on second, deliver home. Missing inside, counts 2-0. As it just hitting Johnson, he didn't flinch. The ball 2-0 count now. We'll see if he'll take or bunt. On deck will be Walton. Morgan's working out of the stretch. Pitch on his way. It's going to be a ground ball past the third baseman to the shortstop. But dive back in. He's safe, which will get Johnson. Shortstop looked up. Burton was a little bit further off the bag than he might should have been. Throws into second. Burton gets underneath it. The Tallulah coach is going to call timeout to come talk to the umpire. We'll see what happens. He's going to walk over to first base, talk to the first base umpire. He's not going to win this argument. It's a bang-bang play. From here, it appeared that Burton got his hand over the inside part of the plate before the tag was there. It was nevertheless, it's going to give the Mavericks a runner on first and second with no outs here, and Ty Walton will be coming up. Ty's not here that I can recall, and probably won't. He's a left-handed hitter, so anything on the right side of the field will give the Mavericks a chance to
put a good swing on it, Ty.
Advance the runners. They've got runners for the second time in 2 innings with 2 runners on. Walton's batting .284 on the season. He flew out to center field his first time. He's got Burton on second base, Johnson on first. As Morgan, the pitcher's up to 62 pitches here as we're at the top of the 4th inning. Mavericks leading 3 here. Now stretch, take a look at Burton on second, deliver home. First pitch can be grounded foul down the first base line. Walton was sitting dead red fastball from the get-go and was a little bit ahead of it. He'll be down 0-1 with no outs here. Mavericks have a chance to tack on a couple more runs in the game that shouldn't be a high-scoring game with the pitching caliber that's on the mound for both teams. As Walton steps back in, he's 0-1, batting from the left side versus the right. Infield's going to be shaded to the right side of the field. Third baseman's way off third base. Pitch comes. It's going to again be a fastball that's grounded foul into the Manchester Academy dugout. Walton's going to have to choke up a little bit. Protect the plates. Got to put the ball in play somewhere to advance some runners. Morgan's up 0-2. He's looking for his first out of the inning. Mavericks up to 4 hits on the game. When they threw by 2 pitches, Walton's on his way, misses high. Count goes to 1-2 as Morgan's paying a lot of attention to Burton on second base. Burton's not been a big threat to steal all year. He's only got 5 stolen bases, and with a left-handed hitter, I don't think the Mavericks are going to try anything right now double steal-wise with Reed Roberts on deck and at the top of the lineup. 3-0 lead, 1-2 count, pitch on its way. Strike 3 swinging as Morgan blows a fastball by Walton. A nice pitch by Morgan to get a strikeout in the first out of the inning. Brings up Reed Roberts. Roberts reached on air his last time up. Big out for the Trojans there. We'll see if the Mavericks decide to try to bunt Roberts here. Third baseman playing. At this point, Morgan's going to work out of the stretch. Asking for a new signal. Roberts will call timeout, and then he'll step back in. So the Mavericks get the first two on board before Walton strikes out. And they're going to change their infield around a little bit and move the shortstop behind third base as third baseman comes in, anticipating a bunt. Shortstop's playing about middle way. Second baseman's playing on second, so wide open on the right side of the field where Roberts pitch comes, and he'll look at a breaking ball, pull back on a bunt attempt, take Morgan trying to pitch out of a jam here as the Mavericks 2-0 with no outs. 0-1 pitch to Roberts. He'll be swinging away, and he's going to hit a little blooper over first base. It's going to be fair. Excuse me. And was able to score from second as he got a good read on the ball. Johnson comes from first to third, and that'll give the Mavericks runners on the corners as Reed Roberts gets a good base hit. And timely when the Mavericks now leads 4-0. The top of the lineup comes back up in Paul. He's 0 for 2 in the day. He's popped out to second, popped out to center. And Morgan will make the old 31 look just to see if Mavericks are going to cheat. I imagine the Mavericks will run Roberts here. We'll see if they throw down. The Mavericks have kind of been bad in these situations this year, trying to get somebody home. Hopefully they'll play it smart with one out. Pitch comes. It's going to be a breaking ball. Misses high. Counts 1-0 as Reed Roberts was staying still on first. Left his elbow out. He wears a big elbow pad. Thought the ball might catch him on it. It broke underneath, but it was a ball, so the count's 1-0, 1 out. Mavericks lead 4-0 in the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 pitch comes. It's going to be a blooper. It's going to get down. Reed Roberts is on the move. Reed Roberts is going to go third base, and a base hit by Paul. Mavericks now lead 5-0 as they're not getting blown away by Morgan's fastball. They're putting the ball in play, and good things are happening. So Johnson scores. There's one out still here in the top of the fourth. Mavericks now lead 5-0. Runners on first and third, and Brody Walker comes up. Brody's 1 for 2 on the day. He struck out his first time, then hit the fence in left field. His second at bat. Thought he had a chance. Got a chance to drive in some runs. He leads the team with a 4-15 runner in scoring position. Batting average. First pitch comes in low. Paul does go. They throw behind Johnson. Paul had 37 stolen bases on the season. Now he's got 38. Walker takes that pitch low and outside. The count will be 1-0. And he'll have runners now in second and third. Anything to the right side is going to score Roberts easily, as the defense for Trojans is playing straight away. Fielder in left field is all the way up against the fence. If he goes over his head, it's going to be a home run anyway. He can move up a little bit. He's almost in Bastrop. He's so far in left field. As Walker comes time out, counts 1-0. Mavericks got 2 here in the top fourth, lead 5-0. They've tallied 6 hits. Pitch comes. Catcher makes the catch right in front of home plate to retire Walker on one pitch, or a 1-0 pitch. Be a pop fly to the pitcher. Brings up Tyson. Mavericks need a base hit here, as it would score 2 more runs and break this game wide open.
Let's go, Dean.
We're fourth now with 2 outs. Mavericks do lead 5-0. Dean Ellis Tyson steps in. Batting .365 on the season. He's got 38 RBIs. He's 0 for 2. He did drive in a run his last time up when he grounded to first base. First pitch comes a changeup that he's way out in front of him. Be 0-1. Mavericks really in need of a hit here as Walker popped out to the pitcher. Sun's almost down behind some trees in left field. It's rough on the first base side on his throws from third. 0-1 pitch comes. Strike 2. Right down the middle as he watched that one. Not sure what he was waiting on that one. It was a good one. His curveball might break in toward him. 0-2 count now with 2 outs. Morgan will again work out the stretch with runners on second and third. Pitch comes. Fastball. It's going to be a high fly ball. having to come in on it. So he's playing deep, but he's going to make the catch. Leave 2 runners on in scoring position, but they do score 2 more runs here at the top of the 4th inning. They'll take a 5-0 4th when we come back from Power 107. Academy baseball. Mavericks take a 5-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. Walker will stay on the mound. He's faced the minimum so far, and he'll face the top of the lineup again here in the top of the 4th inning. He'll face Tweedle, Bedgood, and Morgan as they're the leadoff hitters for the Trojans. Mavericks have scored 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th to take a 5-0 lead against the Trojans in the first game of best-of-3 game series to see who will be the 3A state champions of 2023 MAIS baseball. Mavericks will have a quick meeting at the mound as Walker's done warming up and Tweedle comes up. He struck out Tweedle his first time up tonight. Through 3 innings of pitching, Walker's only thrown 30 pitches. He's in a good spot as far as pitch count, as long as he's able to keep throwing strikes. He's saying something to Coach Hester. I was asking a question. Swing and strike 1 on a nice fastball that was low over the outside part of the plate. Tweedle went after it, couldn't catch up to it. He'll be down 0-1, and Walker's already in his windup and throws a breaking ball. Nice pitch, and Tweedle is way out in front of us on the foul side and being chased by Paul, who makes a good catch over his shoulder right up against the fence to retire Tweedle. A great play by Paul. He's made 3 tonight as he's playing really good defense so far in this game at third base. Gets Tweedle going away from his body, catches it over his shoulder right on the fence. It's going to bring up Bedgood, who struck out his first time up. Bedgood will bat from the right side, the right fielder for the Trojans versus Walker again. Walker delivers the first pitch. It's going to be a strike, swinging a fastball. As he got that one right over the plate. Bedgood couldn't catch up to it. Walker looks in to get his signals, and he'll start his windup again. Again, he throws the fastball. This one's going to clock in just at 82, took a little bit off it. He'll be up 0-2 in the count, though, against Bedgood, a strikeout victim his first time up. Tyson's going to call timeout, take him a ball, get straight on their signals as Walker catches his breath. I believe he threw a changeup. It was just at 82. Took a little bit off. It didn't have much motion as it was up high, but Bedgood fouled it back. Manchester's defense will play straight away all the way around. Paul will be even with third base, about 10 feet off of it. 0-2 pitch on its way from Walker. Pitch comes. It's going to be a fastball. It's going to be hit to Johnson. He makes him, tries to make stop. It's going to be an error on Johnson as he got in front of it and then couldn't scoop it up. It'll be the first base runner for Bedgood on an error by the second baseman. Up B. Morgan with a runner on base, first time for Time Walker's had a pitch out of the stretch. We'll see. I'm not sure what kind of speed Bedgood has. Is he'll take a look over and deliver into Morgan after he makes a pickoff move. Morgan's at bat for the Trojans, their pitcher. He'll face Walker for the second time. He grounded out to Walker the first time. He'll watch the pitch come in low as ball scoots away from Tyson, but Bedgood stays on first. Didn't get a good read. He could have easily gone to second base on that pitch, but he's still on first base. Counts 1-0 to Morgan. Just want to get out of this inning with no damage done. Come back to see if they get a few more hits in the top of the fifth. Walker should have 2 outs, but an error was made in the field by the Mavericks. First one of the game. Pitch comes high. Counts now 2-0 as he put a little bit more on that one. Missed to Morgan, a dangerous hitter. Outfield's playing a little bit deeper against Morgan. Counts 2-0, and Walker will work out of the stretch. Does a good job all year of holding runners on. It's a pitch in, again misses low. Count now is 3-0. I have to get a pitch over. We'll see if Morgan's got a green light on 3-0. Being down 5-0, I would imagine he's going to take it. They're going to want base runners at this point. So Walker just needs to get out of this inning with not much damage done. He's got a runner on first. 3-0 count to Walker, who will square and bunt. Pitch will be right down the middle. Walker throws a 3-0 pitch straight down the middle. Morgan squared the bunt, but was taken all the way. Count will go to 3-1. We'll see if Brody can get around Walker or Morgan here. He'll work out of the stretch, check first base. He'll deliver home the 3-1. Be a ground ball right back to him. He'll throw to second. They'll throw over to first. It'll be a twin killer double play. Dees comes up, throws across the first. It'll be a 1-6-3 putout. The Mavericks get a double play the inning against Morgan. They're going into the top half of the fifth inning as we come back from the Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. The Mavericks get a 1-6-3 double play to end the inning. Twin killing is Tallulah Academy got the first base runner on a hard-hitting ball by Morgan of Tallulah right back at Walker. Picks it up, looked at first and decided to throw to second. Had Dees covering second who came across. Threw it right to first base, got him by half a step. The Mavericks get out of the inning and through 4 innings, they lead 5-0. They'll face Morgan here again in the fifth. Walker got out of the inning again with this just 10 pitches. He's thrown 40 pitches in 4 innings. Walker has been masterful so far. Morgan, through 4 innings, has thrown 75 pitches. Due up for the Mavericks this inning will be Brody Roberts, the DH, followed by Dees and Burton, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Mavericks. As Morgan will work out of the stretch, pitch comes, breaking ball. It's going to be a strike. Umpires thought it was good. Everybody in the stands kind of arguing on Manchester side. It may have been a little low. It's a close call, but Roberts will be down 0-1 as Morgan again looks in and delivers another breaking ball. It's low, and the count's now 1-1. Yeah, Morgan closed in on 80 pitches, lost a little bit of his speed, started off 87 miles an hour, throws a fastball here. It was pretty good. It was a little bit slower, but not much. A couple of his breaking balls looked like they were slowing down, taking a little bit more bite into the ground, but he got a strike over the plate on that last one. The count's now 1-2. We'll see what he gets here on the 1-2, see what his speed is. We got a radar gun here today. 1-2 pitch on his way. It's going to be a breaking ball. It's ripped toward the shortstop, bounces on a gets up and throws it away as Roberts goes from Roberts doesn't have much speed. They just about throw a bullet to short. Stop short hit him. He's able to knock it down, gets up, had time to throw out Roberts, even though he was hustling, throws it our way. It's going to be an error. But Roberts will advance to second base, and Austin, who Roberts is DHing for, is going to come in to run. Austin on the season has the 12 steals on the year. He's very fast. He's been doing courtesy running most of the year. He's getting the start in center field today as the Mavericks get their leadoff runner on again on the second base. As the error behind Morgan allows Walker, or Brody Roberts, to go all the way from first to second on the errant throw. Brings up Dees. Dees on the day is 0 for 1. He walked his first time, scored the first run of the game on a single by Burton, then struck out, and he'll face Morgan, square to bunt, and bunts one down the left field line, or left field third base line. Bunts one down third base line, foul. Again, anything down at third base line is going to be hard against their third baseman, Moberly. Moberly's a left-handed third baseman. He's going to have to throw against the body. So an 0-1 count with the runner on second. We'll see if he squares again. He does. And this time he lays down a good one. Moberly picks it up, does a nice job, looks at third. Sack bunt by Dees as he gets him on first base. Moberly, the seventh grader for Tallulah, left-handed third baseman, picks it up, spins around in a circle after pouncing on the ball, throws it to first. Be a sack bunt for Dees as he gets Austin all the way to third base. Mavericks have a runner on third, one out. Burton coming up. He's 2 for 2 today against Morgan. First pitch comes. It's going to be a breaking ball. It's going to miss low. Counts 1-0. Burton drove home the first run of the game, and then in the top of the fourth, he doubled against the fence. He's up 1-0, and Morgan delivers. Fastball, and he was all over it, just couldn't quite catch up. That ball came in a little bit more velocity than his last few pitches. Count's going to be 1-1. Didn't have the gun on him, but that looked more like one of his first inning pitches. He had a little mustard on that one. Count will be 1-1 on Burton. Burton was sitting on fastball, just didn't quite get the barrel on it, fouled it straight back. Count will be 1-1 with one out. He just needs to put the ball in play with Austin up. Morgan delivers home, misses outside low. Nice job by the catcher, not letting it get away. Had one earlier, scoot all the way to the first base side, scored Johnson in the last inning. Burton will be up 2-1 now. Should be looking fastball here. 2-1 pitch for Morgan on its way. Way up high as he lets a jump get away from him, goes over Burton's head. A 3-1 count now as Burton will dig back in from the right side. He'll be looking for a ball to put in play. He'll get a run across the Mavericks. Anything that's not back to the pitcher, although the corners are playing on the grass now. 5-0, 3-1 pitch on its way. High fastball that Burton check swings and catches the end of the bat. Burton swung at ball 4. Well, check swung at ball 4 and had it catch the bat on a high inside pitch. Be 3-2. He'll have to choke up and protect the plate now a little bit with a 3-2 1 out pitch coming. Morgan up to 87 pitches. Austin sitting on base with 1 out. Mavericks leading 5-0 in the top of the 5th inning. Game 1 of a best 3-game series for the state championship. The 3-2 pitch from Morgan on its way. There'll be another check swing on a breaking ball that Burton pops up to first base. He half swung, caught off the end of the bat again, pops out to pitcher. Not the first baseman. He'll pop out to the pitcher for the second out of the inning. Mavericks fail to get Austin in on Burton's bat, and it brings up Ryan Allen Johnson. Johnson on the day is 0 for 1. He reached on the error. Pitch comes into Johnson inside. He'll take it for a ball. It counts 1-0. Mavericks going to have a base hit or a wild pitch at this point to get a run in, maybe a error. Morgan sets on the 1-0 pitch and delivers. High, counts 2-0 now. Walton's on Mavericks working on Morgan's. He's getting close to 90 pitches already. He'll have Johnson in with 2-0. He'll throw a pitch here out of the stretch. 2-0 pitch coming. This is outside low. It's a 3-0 count. Johnson will be taking this one all the way. We'll see if he just squares the bunt to give him something to look at. Mavericks like to do that. But he definitely won't be swinging as Mavericks trying to work this pitch count up on Morgan. A 3-0 count. I don't believe Coach Hester's going to turn. Mavericks looking for more base runners. 3-0 pitch coming. Ball 4 on 3-0 pitch. It's going to give the Mavericks runners on first and third. So the Mavericks trying to get a run here. They hadn't had any hits, but they got 2 base runners on. Brings up Ty Walton. Walton on the day is 0 for 2. He flew out to center field and then struck out his last time up. Morgan looks at third, comes home, and the ball's going to get away. Austin's going to be coming home, and Morgan. It would have been a play as McDaniels got on the ball pretty quick, didn't score it off too far. Austin comes in. It was a wild pitch. Morgan was looking down. Ball gets away from McDaniels. Mavericks get a run, and Johnson goes second. Counts now 1-0. And again, he misses outside. And Johnson's going to go down at third base as Morgan now has thrown 6 straight balls and 2 wild pitches in a row. He's struggling a little bit on the plate as he's pushing 100 pitches for the game. Maybe tired here as he's thrown a lot of pitches. Mavericks have been very patient tonight, working the count, not swinging at bad pitches. Got a few hits on the night. The Mavericks have 6 hits. They've scored 6 runs here. We're in the top of the 5th. 2-0 pitch comes. Strike right down the middle. The Mavericks continue to take that first pitch strike. Good strategy by the Mavericks. I was told by a pitching coach friend a long time ago, if you're going to face a good pitcher, make them throw strikes. No reason to swing at 4 pitches. 2-1 pitch comes in. Ball 3 outside and counts 3-1. Walton needs to be looking fastball on this one. He ought to get one. He got one last time. Let it go by. Johnson on third base. The 3-1 pitch on its way. 4 outside. That's the second straight walk by Morgan. Mavericks have runners on the corners again, leading 6-0, and Reed Roberts coming up to bat. See what we got going on here. We're going to have a courtesy runner for Ty Walton, and it's going to be Adam Edgar. Edgar's been seldomly used this year, a little bit of courtesy running for him. He's got 2 stolen bases, only stats of the year for him. He's going to have a chance here to steal second, I would imagine, as they're going to have Reed Roberts up. I can't imagine I'm not sending Edgar on the very first pitch. We're going to have a timeout, may have a pitching change here. Tallulah Academy's calling timeout, walking out slowly. Morgan's up to 96 pitches on the day. He's trailing 6-0 as the Mavericks have done a great job of hitting today and base running. Been sharp on the paths and in the batter's box. Looks like they're just going to have a quick timeout and talk about strategy with the runners on first and third. While they do, we'll thank our sponsors again, Bank Plus, William Clark & Morrison, Ayers Delta Implement, Main Street Market, Manchester Academy, Scott Petroleum, Coghlan Planning Company, Yazoo Valley Electric, Bank of Yazoo, Spencer Ready Mix, Manasco Body Shop, P-Road, Jim Newsom Trucking, and A&A Calibration. Thank you to all our sponsors that bring you baseball from Mavericks Nation live to you on Power 107. The Mavericks are ready to step back in as the meeting on the mound has ended. Roberts will step in. He's had a good night tonight. He reached on the air and scored, then was left stranded last inning after singling in a couple of runs. He'll step in with runners on first and third. We'll see what the Mavericks do. Edgar has a very small lead on first. He's going to go now. They're going to let him go all the way to second base and then deliver the pitch. It's going to be inside. He tried to see if he could get a move to make a pickoff play. Morgan didn't bite on it. Throws a curveball for a ball against Reed Roberts. And Roberts have runners on second, third, up 1-0. 1-0 pitch comes, strike right down the middle. Again, Mavericks taking until they get a strike. 1-1 count now to Roberts. Morgan delivers it. Ball up high on the fastball. Count moves 2-1. Morgan's 2 pitches away from 100. Ball awaits on deck with the top of the lineup behind him. 2 outs here. Mavericks lead 6-0 in the top of the 5th, and the 2-1 pitch on its way. Strike 2 right down the middle. Roberts lets another good one go by him. The count's now 2-2. He'll have to choke up, protect the plate. Watch out for a breaking ball. Morgan trying to get out of the inning with no damage. Count pitch comes, breaking ball. 2-2. Mavericks left 2 runners on second, third, last inning, trying not to do it 2 innings in a row as they lead 6-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Game 1 of a best-of-3 series versus Tallulah Academy for all the marbles. The 3A state championship. 2-2 pitch from Morgan on its way. High and inside. Roberts has to jump out of the way. He spins around. He'll have a 3-2 count on him. He'll probably get a fastball here. He'll have to be sitting on it. This will be the 102nd pitch for Morgan, as Morgan's only can pitch another few innings or a few pitches before he's going to have to come out for the game. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Great pitch by Morgan. Roberts watched it go by. He was looking fastball, and Morgan threw a really good into the middle of the plate. Roberts couldn't pull the trigger. He'll strike out looking with runners on second and third. The Mavericks, for the second straight inning, leave runners on second and third. And for the game, they've left 5 on base. All of them been in scoring position. But the Mavericks are going to take a 5th inning when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks lead 6-0. Walker remains on the mound through 4 innings. Brody Walker's given up no hits. Mavericks have made 1 error behind him. He's only thrown 40 pitches. As the sun's going down, it's getting kind of streaky across the infield with shadows and shades. Definite advantage for the pitchers right here, as they've not turned the lights on yet here at Tallulah Academy. So Walker's going to finish up his pitches, and we'll be underway. Due up for the Trojans this inning. It's going to be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Then Hopkins, McDaniels, and Morris. Defensively, the Mavericks will stay the same here. As Paul will stay on third and play on the grass here against Hopkins. Hopkins hasn't batted since the 2nd inning. He grounded out his only time up on a 4-3 put out to the second baseman. First pitch to him is on its way, and we're underway here in the 5th. It's going to miss just high. It was waist high. Umpire thought it was up just a little bit. Count will be 1-0. As Walker again gets on the mound, as Hopkins sets in, he looks in, gets the signal, and delivers. Breaking ball, great pitch by Walker's. He had Hopkins looking for fastball. He was way out in front, lost his balance on the swing. Count will be 1-1, and Walker's going to ask for another ball. It's really getting hard to see without the lights on. We're in the twilight of the day. They hadn't turned them on. And the sun's trees. And so you're getting a little bit of shade on the mound, then sunlight, and then shade again right here at the batter's box. So the ball's traveling through dark, light and dark, tough on the hitter. One count to Hopkins on its way, barely misses inside, counts 2-1. Walker doesn't need to put anybody on base in the leadoff spot. Needs to make Hopkins put it in place somewhere. So he falls behind 2-1. So a 2-1 count, no outs. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Mavericks leading 6-0. The pitch comes in, another changeup, a really good one, bites off in front of the plate. Hopkins swings over the top of it. Evens the count 2-2. He's missed badly on 2 straight changeups. We'll see if Walker will give him another. He'll give him a fastball. He is waiting on Hopkins to step back in, and now he's ready to deliver. It's going to be a ground ball to Dees, a soft hitter. Dees picks up, makes an easy throw across for an out. A 6-3 put out. It was a slow hit. Dees came up to the grass, picked it up, then made the easy throw across. Gets Hopkins out by 3 or 4 steps, and it's going to bring up McDaniels. McDaniels grounded out to third base. First ball back in the second inning. He'll face Walker for the second time tonight from the right side. There's 1 out now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Walker's still on the mound for the Mavericks, 45 pitches in, and he'll deliver his first pitch into McDaniels, a breaking ball that McDaniels doesn't swing yet.
Don't blink, baby, don't blink.
It'll be a 1-0 count as it misses just a little bit low. Count goes to 1-0. His next pitch comes in high as he slips off the mound, Walker does, and loses control. That ball goes over Tyson's glove. Walker will fall behind 2-0 now. Second time in a row he's gotten to 2-0 against the batter. He'll look into Tyson, get his signal. We'll see what he throws. I would imagine a fastball on a 2-0 count. Pitch comes, and it is a fastball right down the middle as the batter, McDaniels, was taking it all the way up 2-0. Trojans are looking for base runners desperately as we reach the 5th inning. They've only had 1 tonight, and then he was thrown out in a double play to end the last inning. Check swing on a fastball. Looked like McDaniels went around. The first base umpire's appealed to. He says he did not. On a fastball, it was outside, 3-1 count. Walker's not walked any tonight. He's in danger of the first walk possibly of the night. The Mavericks on the night have a few walks. They've got 3 against Morgan. 3-1 pitch comes. A breaking ball, nice pitch. Took a lot off, a little slider he threw in. On a 3-1 pitch, had McDaniels watch it go right down the middle. Count goes 3-2. So a 3-2 pitch with 1 out coming up as Walker starts his motion. Way outside, not even close enough to get McDaniels to chase after. Be the first walk of the night for Walker. He does have 5 strikeouts. Gives the Trojans a base runner here, though, in the 5th inning, bringing up Morrison, the center fielder. He was a strikeout victim his first time against Brody Walker. And they'll have McDaniels on first base. McDaniels we got a timeout as the Trojans are trying to figure out some strategy here as Morrison steps in. McDaniels on first base got a really small lead, now takes a little bit bigger one. Morrison squares to bunt. I think Morrison's just looking. They're going to make Walker throw a strike. No way they're going to bunt a runner over with 1 out. Losing 6-0 in the 5th. Not any reason to sacrifice over a run at this point. We'll see if they bunt, but it looks like Morrison's just squaring just to see what the Mavericks will do. Again, he squares. Pitch comes in. Miss up, hits the inside corner. Strike 1 as Morrison pulled back, spun away. The umpire said tailed back, caught the corner. Calls a strike. Counts now 0-1 with McDaniel staying close to first. Walker will take a look over to first again, see if he makes a move. He doesn't. He comes home with it. Strike 2 right down the – ooh. That ball was thigh high. Umpire missed the call on that one, and counts to go 1-1. Not sure where he thought that ball was, but that one was right down the gut. He's done a nice job umpiring all night, but The Blue missed that one. Counts 1-1, one out, and the pitch on its way. Strike two swinging on a ball that was frankly in the same spot as the last one. This time, Morrison couldn't hold up on it. He'll be down 1-2 with one out. They've turned the lights on now as the sun's gone completely down behind the trees. We'll play baseball under the lights for the rest of the night. Mavericks leading 6-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. They have one out and a 1-2 count on Morrison. Pitch comes in. Hey, now called strike three right down the middle as he watched it go by. Morrison strikes out looking. Second time he's been punched out today. Sixth strikeout of the night for Walker. Toughest inning of the night for Walker. He's had to throw 15 pitches, but he's only at 55 pitches, 4 2/3 into this game. And it brings up the third baseman, Moberly. Moberly, his first time out, grounded to Paul. Paul is playing way in on the grass as Moberly turns, and Walker just makes a lazy throw over to first to make sure McDaniels doesn't go too far. Mavericks will play the infield normal other than Paul on third on the grass. He's going to back up a little bit now. Walton will hold on the runner, and McDaniels and Walker will take a look at first and deliver home. Again, they turn the bunt. The runner goes. A nice throw. They're going to get him thrown out by Tom on a fastball. Put one right in there. Dees comes over, gets the throw out. It's going to be a 2-6 put out. The Mavericks will get out of the inning again. Through 5 innings, the Mavericks, they'll lead 6-0. Go into the top of the 6th inning as we go back to Power 107. All night, and the 2 runners for the Trojans have been put out in a double play and a throw out, so they've left no runners on through 5 innings. It'll be a pitching change for the Trojans here as Morgan, the starting pitcher, is going to go to catcher, and the catcher, McDaniels, comes in to pitch. He's got a fastball and a curveball as he's taking his warm-up pitches. Mavericks lead 6-0. They've scored all 6 runs in the last 4 innings. They've scored 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and picked up another one in the fifth. They've out-hit the Trojans 6-0. Mavericks have 1 error in the game, and the Trojans have 2, as McDaniels still taking his pitches. It's not going to be overpowering. He's going to be a lot slower than Morgan. We'll try to get a gun on him to see what his speed looks like as he's making his warm-up pitches. He's done with those, and we're about to play baseball. The Mavericks have the top of their lineup coming up in the 6th inning, looking to add on to a 6-0 lead as Paul, Walker, and Tyson come up to bat. Paul's 1 for 3 on the day. He singled his last time up. And he'll face McDaniels for the first time. He's 1 for 3 on the day, and he steps in on the right side. McDaniels' first pitch to Paul's on his way. It's going to be a fastball high. McDaniels looks like he's going to be a 72, 73 mile an hour pitcher. The Mavericks ought to sit back on fastball. He does have a nice little breaking ball. Counts 1-0. 1 right over the middle of the plate. Mavericks look to be sitting on their strategy of taking till they get a strike. It's worked so far tonight as Paul's even the count 1-1. McDaniel's ready to deliver and gives him a curveball. Strike two. Nice little breaking ball over the outside part of the plate, low 60s. So McDaniel's looking like a 72 to 74 mile an hour pitcher with a low 60 to mid 60 breaking ball. And he's got 1-2 count on Paul. Sends another breaking ball. It's going to be a chopper to third. Third baseman comes over, left-handed throws across the field, gets him by a half a step. A nice play by Moberly, the third baseman for the Tallulah. Puts out Paul, 5-3. Brings up Walker. Walker comes up. Walker's 1 for 3 on the night. Doubled back in the third inning off the left field fence. As he steps in on the left side, crowding the plate against McDaniel's. First pitch comes in, breaking ball. He checks swings at it. Umpire behind the plate says strike one as he went around. Walker did a nice job on the ball. He doubled. He went with the pitch, waited on it. He gets himself in trouble when he tries to pull everything. We'll see what he does against his pitcher. 1-0 count. He's going to get a ball that's going to be fisted to right field and not well hit, but falls in front of the first or the right fielder who was playing back deep. It'll be a single for Roberts here Walker in the sixth inning. He'll reach first base. He'll be 2 for 4 and bring up Tyson. Tyson on the night's 0 for 3. He struck out, ground out to first, and flew out to left field. And Walker will get a courtesy runner in Nixon. Since he's the pitcher, Nixon on the season has been regulated just about to pinch running duty. He does have 5 stolen bases on the season. 3 of them have been during the playoffs. As Tyson steps in and Nixon takes his lead, pitcher delivers a fastball right down the plate. Ball, strike one. As the Mavericks are going to watch that first pitch tonight. I like the strategy. It's worked well so far. Nixon takes his lead. Pitch is going to be a pickoff move to first base. McDaniels goes to first base. 0-1 count, 1 out here in the top of the 6th, and McDaniels on the mound for the Trojans. Morgan, the starter, goes to catcher. He'll deliver a pitch. It's going to miss low right down the middle. Count's going to be 1-1 to Tyson. Tyson will step back in on the left-handed side as Morgan steps up on the rubber, up 1-1. Even 1-1. Nixon takes his lead. Morgan delivers a fastball. It's going to be grounded to first base, or second base. Second baseman picks it up deep in the grass, makes the throw over to get out Tyson. 4-3. Nixon does go to second base as the second baseman, Boyd, had no play at second. Nixon got a good break on the ball. The ball wasn't hard hit, but it was in the hole. Boyd had to go over toward right field, caught it in the grass, made the throw over to Tyson. So Roberts comes up 1 for 2 on the night, or 1 for 3. He'll watch the first pitch curveball come in for a strike. He singled and then reached on the arrow. He's got a runner in scoring position where he's batting .382 on the season. He's got 5 home runs and 40 RBIs. He's got a chance to pick one up here. On the 0-1 pitch for McDaniels, missing low. Ball gets in the grass. Morgan can't find it. Nixon goes to third, standing up. Morgan's got a good arm as he slung that ball down there flat-footed. Mavericks now have a runner again on third base with a 1-1 count to Roberts, 90 feet away from getting another run. Mavericks so far now have left 5 runners on base, all 5 of them in scoring position. Just couldn't get timely hits with those runners on second and third, even though they got 6 runs. Pitch comes in on the 1-1, a breaking ball. It's going to miss high, and the count will go to 2. Roberts should be able to sit back on the fastball on a 2-1 count, see if he can drive something here. He's got 5 home runs on the season. Batting from the right side, the DH for the Mavericks, a 2-1 pitch on its way. Fastball, and Roberts can't catch up to the waist-high fastball. Was a little bit behind. The Mavericks scored the last 4 innings, have a run 90 feet away trying to get one here for 5 straight innings. A 2-2 pitch from McDaniels on its way. The breaking ball misses outside. Nice job of batting by Roberts as he's able to hold off. Tallulah's going to call a timeout. Come talk to the umpire. Maybe about the batting order. I'm not sure what's going on. Coach Hester's coming up talking. Roberts is the DH. He had a courtesy runner earlier. I think that may be what the confusion is he stepped back in. He just had a courtesy runner earlier. So let's see what happens. Now they're going to call a timeout, and all 3 umpires are going to discuss this. I've been told it's a flex DH, a new rule. Not sure what that even is. But I guess he can come in and be run for by the person he's DHing for. In as the batter. Being told is hard to explain, but basically the DH leaves the game as the courtesy runner comes in, but because it's a flex DH rule, he can step back in and re-enter one time for the game back into the DH spot, just like a regular fielder can when he's pinch running for. So we'll see if that's what the umpires agree with. Tallulah is questioning it, and we'll see what happens here. Roberts has worked to a 3-2 count. It took him a little while to figure this out. The umpires are all looking as Coach Hester and Tallulah's coach look on. Nixon's on third base. We'll see what they say. As now they're explaining to Tallulah's coach. Coach Hester's calling, and I'm just watching, trying to explain what I'm seeing without being able to hear them. It's new lead 6-0 here, though, in the 6th inning. Top half of it with 3-2 count. First game of a best-of-3 series for the 3A state championship. Mavericks would love to take game one here if they can keep the lead and have a chance to close it out Thursday night at 5 o'clock at Manchester. The Mavericks would play at Manchester on 5, and if game 3 necessary, would play back here at Tallulah Academy on Saturday at 6 p.m. as the dates have already been selected along with the times. As the discussion's still going on, Coach Hester's out there explaining now his situation. While he's doing that, we're going to thank some sponsors. Bank Plus, William Clark & Morrison, Ayers Delta Implement, Main Street Market, Manchester Academy, Scott Petroleum, Coghlan Planning Company, Yazoo Valley Electric, Bank of Yazoo, Spencer Ready Mix, Monasco Body Shop, P-Rose, Jim Newsom Trucking, AA Calibration. Thank you to all these sponsors that bring you Manchester Maverick baseball to you all season long and throughout the playoffs on Power 107. Coach Hester's walking off, not sure what's going on still. Tallulah's still arguing that Roberts can't enter the game again. This is going on, delaying the game for almost 5 minutes now. And the umpires are still discussing. It looks like Roberts is going to stay in. So Tallulah Academy argued that he wasn't able to re-enter the game. But to reset it, it's a 3-2 count now. 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning, Mavericks leading 6-0 with a runner on third base. And all they've done is delayed their pitcher for 5 minutes. McDaniels, the pitcher, now is throwing to first base, trying to stay warm as the umpires. His coaches walk back to the dugout. Coach Hester's talking to Nixon on third. With Roberts waiting on the game to resume, Dees is on deck. Figure out what they want to do here. So the Mavericks are having a long delay. Had a long delay the other night on Thursdays. They were able to beat Tunica Academy 16-10 after an hour and 15-minute rain delay. In that game, the Mavericks came from down 10-6, scored 4 in the 6th inning, tied 10-10, and then scored 10 or 6 in the top of the 7th to beat Tunica to move on in in the playoffs. The Tallulah coach is now coming back again to argue after he'd been talking to
3-1.
someone. He's back out there arguing again about it, and now he's walking off for the third time. And the umpires are going back to the positions. I think we're ready to play baseball now. Maybe he told them that he looked up the rule. We had already looked up the rule here, and what the Manchester's done is absolutely legal. The rule states any of the starting players may be withdrawn and re-entered once, including a player who was the designated hitter, provided such player occupies the same batting position. And that's what the Mavericks did. Roberts reached base. Austin got on first base as a courtesy runner, and then Roberts re-entered the game in the same exact position, no different than any other position player. It is a new rule for the MAIS this year in high school baseball. 3-2 count comes. It's going to be a high fly ball deep to right field, center field. Center fielder goes back and gets under and makes the catch for the Trojans. Morrison, the center fielder, had to turn his back for just a second, but was able to track it down. It'll be a long fly out. The Mavericks failed to score a runner in scoring position. It'll be the sixth one they've left on in scoring position tonight. But they'll take a 6 lead into the bottom of the sixth inning when we come back for Power 107. Mavericks will face, in this inning, Moberly, Morgan, and Boyd. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters. The first pitch to Moberly is going to be a strike by Walker. Walker still on the mound for the Mavericks. He's given up no hits. He's only thrown 57 pitches for the game. He's got an 0-1 count, and he's going to get a pop fly to third baseman on a 2-pitch out to Moberly. That's what he's done well tonight. He's not struck out too many batters. He does have 6 on the night. But he's got a lot of ground balls and pop flies, and the Mavericks have done a nice job of playing defense behind them. Only have 1 error on the night, bringing up Cade Morgan, the DH. In the same positions, playing straight away. Paul will move up on the grass at third base. Morgan will deliver his first pitch. I'm sorry, Walker will deliver first pitch to Cade Morgan, the DH. It's going to be a ball over the outside part of the plate, and Walker or Coach Weaver is going to call a quick timeout after 3 pitches to talk to Walker. Walker's only to 59 pitches. He's had a good game so far. He's got plenty left in the tank. No reason for the Mavericks to even think about changing at this point. You finish out with Walker and win game 1 and go on to the next game, as they've got 6. Big student section still hollering. For the most part, the Trojans have not had much to yell about tonight, as They've only had 2 base runners all night against Walker, and both of them were put out on the Walker is waiting to go now, and now the umpires are again meeting. The third base umpire and the home plate, not sure what they're arguing about now or talking, as the coach was asking for something else. We talked to the Tallulah coach for a second time, and we're going to have another long delay. I'm not sure if he's trying to get the pitchers and batters off rhythm or what, but at some point the umpires need to say, let's play ball here and go ahead. Walker will continue to throw to Tyson to stay loose with a 1-0 count to the DH Morgan and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mavericks lead 6-0 in the game 1 of a best-of-3 series for the state championship. Mavericks were up last year as they faced Claiborne when they were kind of a surprise participant, came back and won the North State, beating Benton Academy, who was the favorite last year, to earn a right and get a runner-up. This year the Mavericks ran through the north half undefeated and playing Tallulah tonight for the first time all year, as Walker delivered the 1-0 pitch high, and the count goes 2-0. So the Mavericks looking for outs here in the 6th inning, 2-0 count to the DH Morgan. Walker throws in the 2-0 pitch, strike right over the middle of the plate. Count's going to be 2-1. Mavericks lead 6-0, and Brody Walker will deliver a 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball that had Morgan way out in front of it. Nice pitch by Walker. He took a lot off of that one. Evens the count to 2-2. We'll see if he'll give him another breaking ball or get something, bust him inside. He's worked the inside corner on the right-handed batter's lot, and 2-2 comes in. That's exactly what he does. Hey, now called strike 3 by the umpire. He came right back to the inside as Morgan watched it go by. Second strikeout tonight from Morgan, the DH. Brings up Boyd, who struck out his first time up in the 3rd inning. Gives 7 strikeouts now to Walker through 5 2/3, and he'll face Boyd, the number 9 hole hitter, here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch comes. Missing outside, counts 1-0. Puts Walker up to 64 pitches on the night. 42 of them have been strikes. As Boyd steps back in, up 1-0. The umpires call timeout as somebody's lights are on in right field. And they're asking them to turn off the lights on their cars. The Trojans have a big crowd here tonight. They've got cars that line the outfield all the way around as they're tailgating on the back of their trucks and vehicles. And Walker will deliver a 1-0 pitch and breaking ball misses inside. Count will be 2-0 now. And the 2-0 pitch on its way. Missing high, and he goes 3-0 for only the 2nd time tonight. Last time he was 3-0, he walked the batter on 6 pitches. Throw a strike now to Boyd, the number 9 hole hitter. Tweedle, the leadoff hitter, on deck. And 1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Mavericks lead 6-0. Walker delivers a 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 swinging as he bears. And went from a pitcher's count to, or hitter's count back to a pitcher's count at 3-2. Got a chance to get a put out here. 3-2 pitch on its way. Strike 3 swinging, so after going down 3-0, Walker comes back and strikes out Boyd for the 2nd time. The 8th strikeout of the night for the Mavericks. The Mavericks will be 3 outs away when they come back on defense in the bottom of the 7th of taking game 1. But the bat in the top of the 7th when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks come to bat here in the top of the seventh in the first game of a best-of-3 series for the Tallulah Academy Trojans. Season, a very good team. They're 24-6. Morgan started the game for them, their best pitcher, but the Mavericks were able to hit him. Got his pitch count up as they were patient at the plate, made them work, and got him out of the game. McDaniel stepped in the sixth inning. He was able to get around a double and then a run at third base. It's going to bring up Dees for the Mavericks. He'll be followed by Burton and Johnson in the middle of the lineup for the Mavericks. Mavericks would love to punch in a couple more runs this inning for some insurance as McDaniel starts his motion, delivers to Dees. First pitch missing high and inside, and counts 1-0. Mavericks were able to hit the hard pitching Morgan, and now are facing a slower pitcher in McDaniels. It's hard to go from a hard pitcher to a slow pitch. Sometimes you're off. 1-0 pitch comes in to misses. The count's going to be 2-0 as McDaniel stays around 75 to 78 miles an hour. Throws in a fastball that D swings at, misses, counts 2-1. One of the few times the Mavericks have swung at the ball when it was a no-strike count. He's watching the 2-1 pitch come in low, and he'll be up 3-1 here. Mavericks looking to get the leadoff runner on in the seventh. It'll be the fourth time today they were able to do that if Dees reaches. One pitch to Dees. Strike two as he swings at it and misses it, gets a piece, but the catcher catches it, 3-2 count. I was watching college. They were saying that 58% of all leadoff walks score in college. I would imagine high school is the same or better on leadoff runners. 3-2 count. Pitch on its way. Swing and strike two as Dees was way out in front of it. He'll strike out for the second time today. The Mavericks on the day have had 7 strikeouts, but they've also had 7 hits and 6 runs scored as Burton steps in. Burton has had quite the day. Started off the game with a single and an RBI. Also had a double and then popped out to the pitcher. He's 2 for 3 on the day as he'll face McDaniels. First pitch to him comes in, breaking ball, missing low, and counts 1-0. As twilight is over and we're at nighttime here now in Tallulah. The field's lit up by the lights. Going to be a 1-0 count to Burton. McDaniels delivers a 1-0, misses outside. Count's going to be 2-0. Jack Miller will be the pinch hitter on deck. He'll pitch hit for Johnson here in the top of the 7th inning as he's on deck right now. Burton, count. Watch pitch come inside. Ball 3. 3-0 now with 1 out, and Burton will have the take on, I'm sure. 3-0 pitch comes right down the middle, counts 3-1, and the 807 train comes in right on time, just like always. As I hear the signals going off the horns, 3-1 pitch comes in, check swing, misses high. Burton's going to draw a walk. It'll be the 3rd time he's reached base tonight. It'll bring up Jack Miller, the pinch hitter for Johnson on the season. Miller's batting .308 with runners in scoring position, .423. He's got .426 on base percentage, 17 RBIs and 1 home run on the season, and he'll pinch hit for Johnson here. Johnson's not had a bad night. He had a sacrifice in the 2nd inning to move a runner over. Got on and scored on the air and then walked. Miller will pinch hit. Miller in the last game against Tunica in the last inning had a 2 RBI single that stretched out the lead for the Mavericks. Nice hit by him as he'll step in and get a chance tonight in the state championship game as he comes in for Johnson. Nobody's come out on deck yet for the Mavericks. Not sure who's going to be up. I imagine Walton will still hit as he'll probably stay on first base. No, Will Keaton Ketchums will come in. The Mavericks are going to pinch hit for Walton here also. Coach Hester's wanting to get some of his players some batting time as they've done well during the playoff pinch hitting opportunities. Umpire again to get a change in as Coach Hester walks back down to tell them what the Mavericks are doing. While Ketchum's on deck, a runner on first base is going to be pinch runner Nixon for Burton. Mavericks leading 6-0 here in the top of the seventh with one out, and Miller steps in to face McDaniel for the first time. The first pitch coming. It's high, ball one. The next pitch, I think he may have called a strike. The next pitch comes in. Breaking ball misses. 1-1. First pitch appeared to be high. It was chest high. Miller steps back in to face McDaniels. 1-1 pitch on its way. Again, misses high, same spot. Right. Just a bad call a minute ago, but Miller's worked the count back to 2-1. He's got a chance to maybe get a fastball. Nixon takes his lead on first. Pitch comes in. Miller takes a big cut and misses a chest-high fastball. Count's going to even to 2-2, and he'll have to choke up and watch it for a curve, as that's been Daniel's best pitch tonight, is his little slow breaking ball. So the 2-2 pitch is one out. We'll see if Nixon goes on the pitch. Pitch comes. Breaking ball. Misses high. Nope. Call strike three. Thought that one was a little bit high, too. But Miller strikes out looking and brings up Ketchum. Comes in to bat for Walton. Ketchum on the season. He's batting .286, 457 on base percentage. He'll come in for the first time tonight with Nixon on first base. The umpire strike zone here in this last inning's expanded high. He's been calling low all night. And now the last couple of batters, they've had chest-high fastballs or breaking balls called strikes. So Ketchum will have to protect the plate a little bit here as the umpire's strike zone's really widened out here in this inning. Miller didn't do a particularly good job of protecting the plate, but both pitches called strikes were high, over the belt. Guess they'll have to recognize that the umpires changed the strike zone a little bit here, and they'll have to do a better job of batting against it.
You're doing a good job.
The umpire is back behind the plate after, again, Tallulah asking something about the change, shaking his head as he walks back, and Ketchum steps in. 2 outs now. Ketchum will take a big cut at the fastball in the first pitch. Strike.
Hey, good cut, buddy.
As Manchester again continues to struggle against McDaniels, who's not throwing over very hard, really, but a lot slower than Morgan. So an 0-1 pitch on its way. Strike 2 right down the middle. Ketchum watches it come by, and now he'll have to protect the plate on the breaking ball from McDaniel with an 0-2 count and 2 outs. Mavericks do lead 6-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. Eagles will work out the stretch and make a move over. They're going to make sure that Nixon doesn't go on first. Ketchum steps back in. 0-2 pitch on its way. Breaking ball just misses outside, and count's going to be 1-2. 1-2 count. Nice job by Ketchum to hold off that one. Waiting on the 1-2 pitch, misses high and inside. Count 8. Nixon still on first base. Be a great time to run on a 2-2 count. We'll see what Coach Hester decides to do. Morgan, the catcher, has a very good arm, but Nixon's got a big lead. The pitch is probably going to be a breaking ball, slow one at that, and the 2-2 count comes in. Fastball. Strike 3 swinging by Ketchum as McDaniels has stepped in and struck out 3 tonight to end the inning. The Mavericks don't score a run here in the 7th, but they lead 6-0 going to the bottom of the 7th. They're 3 outs away from the Game 1 victory in the state championship playoff games finals when we come back from Power 107. Welcome back to Manchester Academy Baseball. Mavericks are 3 outs away for a Game 1 victory with Walker still on the mound. We do have some moves for the Mavericks. Reed Roberts will move to first base. Ketchum will go to right field. And I believe that's going to be the only change. Maybe Nixon will be in left field. The rest of the infield will stay the same. For the Mavericks, Austin will stay in center field. Tyson behind the plate. As the Mavericks are going to face the top of the lineup here in the top of the 7th inning. Tweedle, Bedgood, and Morgan. Brody Roberts so far has been masterful. He's only thrown 69 pitches through 6 innings. He's got a no-hitter going as he's trying to get 3 more outs. The only base runners have been a walk in the air, and they were both erased on a double play and a throw out by Tyson. As Tweedle steps in, Walker delivers the first pitch here in the bottom of the 2nd. Strike 1 swinging. He gets a fastball right past Tweedle here. As he's ready to throw again, Tweedle steps back in and Walker fires another one up high this time. Another fastball for a ball. Even to 1-1. Walker's velocity still staying up in the mid-80s range. As he'll throw a breaking ball in that misses low. Count goes to 2-1 against Tweedle. Mavericks just need to throw strikes here, make them hit the balls. Their defense has been pretty good today after a sloppy game against Tunica last Thursday. So 2-1 pitch comes in, strike right over the outside part of the plate on the fastball. Count evens to 2-2. Walker has 8 strikeouts. Next pitch comes. 3-2.
Smooth, guy.
So 3-2 count here. Walker doesn't want to put the leadoff runner on here in the 7th as he's ready to throw. Misses high. Took a little bit off that one to miss. And Trojans have the 3rd base runner on tonight. As Tweedle walks on a full count, bringing up Bedgood. Steps in. 0 for 2 on the night. He reached on the error by the second baseman back in the 4th, but then was part of a 1-6-3 double play. Walker will look at the runner on first and deliver home. Swinging strike 1 against Bedgood, and the count goes 0-1 very quickly. With no outs here, we're in the top of the 7th. Or bottom of the 7th inning. Mavericks leading 6-0 as there's a timeout called by the Tallulah coach with the runner on first base. Tweedle walked first batter of the inning. It's only the second time the first time tonight that the Trojans have had the leadoff runner on as Bedgood steps back into the box ready to face Walker with an 0-1 pitch and no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tweedle's on first base, takes his lead. Walker will take a quick look over, deliver home. Missing low as Bedgood doesn't offer on a breaking ball that misses low and inside. The count moves to 1-1. Trying to finish this game out with Walker on the mound. He'll look to first. Tweedle gets a little bit bigger lead. The only time they've tried to steal tonight, Tyson threw him out back in the 5th inning. The pitch comes. It's going to miss just outside. The count's going to be 2-1 now. Walker's going to have to dig deep here, so he doesn't need to allow any more base runners. With a 2-1 count in the top half of the lineup up for the Trojans. No reason to make this game close with a 6-0 lead. Walker looked first, delivered the 2-1. It's going to be a chopper to shortstop. Paul comes up on it, makes a throw across. It's going to be a Reed Roberts, who isn't able to handle it. It's going to be an error on the throw. Runners move to first and third. As the Mavericks make an error, a walk in the error gives 2 runners for the Trojans, brings up D. Morgan. The Mavericks still in good shape, leading 6-0. They just need to trade a run for an out right here. Came in and just had plenty of time, but waited a second before he threw it, and the play was going to be close, and he threw it into the ground, and Reed Roberts wasn't able to handle the throw. So Walker will face Morgan now for the 3rd time. He's got him to ground out twice himself, once in the first inning, then into the double play into the fourth inning. And he'll deliver a fastball. It's going to miss high. Count's going to be 1-0. There's on first and third. Mavericks just looking for an out here with Morgan at bat.
Shorten it up.
0, 1-0 pitch coming. It's going to be a foul ball back over the Manchester dugout on the first base side as Walker isn't able to get the fastball by Morgan. He was able to get a piece of it. The count will be 1-1 now. Mavericks have 2 errors in the game, just like Tallulah. It's been pretty good defensive by both teams. Mavericks 2 errors, been on throws. And the 1-1 pitch from Walker comes into Morgan. Breaking ball, great pitch. Throws Morgan on a breaking ball, comes across the plate. Slider by Walker for the strike. Count goes to 1-2. Now he's got all kinds of pitches he can throw to Morgan. We'll see if he'll give him another breaker here with a man on first and third. Runner on first breaks and goes. It's going to be a ground ball to second. Johnson gets it, slips down, but stands back up, throws across to first base, gets Morgan at first. He does drive in a run, but the Mavericks get a much-needed out. Tweedle will score. Bedgood, because he was running, stayed out of the double play. Johnson had to let him go by before he fielded the ball and then slipped but made the play on Morgan. A 4-3 putout. It'll be 1 out now. The Mavericks lead 6-1. Walker will face Hopkins now, who's grounded out twice against him. He's 2 outs away from a win. He's still got a no-hitter going as the Mavericks made an error. And then put out at Morgan at first. First pitch comes in. Missing just high. The same place that we call strikes in the top half the inning.
Good pitch, Brody. It's good pitch, baby.
Morgan or Walker missed that one just barely. So umpire thought it was a little bit high. Came across the field to be belt high. Now it goes to 1-0 with 1 out. Mavericks leading 6-1 in the top of the 7th. Runner on second, Bedgood, and the 1-0 pitch comes in. Ground ball to Paul. He's got Bedgood runs, and he runs around Paul. As Paul turned to tag him out, Bedgood goes around him. Had a good chance to get out at first base with just a throw over. Should have taken the out. Now the runners on first and third on the fielder's choice. Play by runners on the corner, 6-1, and brings up McDaniels. Walker throws his first pitch in. Strike right up the plate as McDaniels backs away and it tails right back in. Mavericks probably should have 2 outs right here. And 0-1 pitch coming, 1 out. Strike 2 is Walker now is bearing down, putting a little bit more mustard on his pitches. Counts 0-2 with 1 out. Mavericks leading 6-1 still, but Trojans have runners on first and third. The 0-2 pitch on its way. Runner goes. It's going to be a breaking ball. It's fouled back into the ground, back toward the screen. The runner will go back to first base. Morgan was off on the pitch on the 0-2 pitch. Mavericks shouldn't worry about the runners. They need an out. All they want is an out. They'll trade 2 outs for 2 runs in a heartbeat and walk away with a 6-3 victory. But as it stands right now, it's 6-1 with 1 out and 0-2 count on McDaniels. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning at 2. First game of a 3-game series. Hopkins or McDaniels at bat. He's grounded out twice today. We actually reached on a walk and then was thrown out trying to steal. He grounded out his first time. He's got a 0-2 count against him. Facing Walker. Walker's up to 89 pitches and getting close to 90 now, but should have enough game to finish this one out. The 0-2 pitch comes. Just about hits him. McDaniels said it hit him. The umpire said it didn't. The umpire's warning Tyson and McDaniels as they were jawing back and forth. So the umpire steps back in and count's going to be 1-2 as things are getting a little bit chippy now here between the 2 teams. The umpire's having to calm it down. Walker looks at first, delivers 1-2. The pitcher goes. Strike 3, swinging on it. Walker across plate. I'm not sure Walker didn't hurt his back a little bit on that throw. Kind of reached back after he threw it, but appears to be stepping back on the mound. Gets a strikeout as Hopkins goes to second base, and now we got a 2 outs in the inning. Bottom of the seventh, Mavericks leading 6-1. It was a ninth strikeout on the night. Walker looking to get out of this inning. He can get out without giving up a base hit. He'll pitch. First pitch on its way. Strike one swinging to Morrison. Morrison has struck out. There's only 2 times he's faced Walker today. He's down 0-1. Runners on second and third. Mavericks trying to win the first game here with 2 outs and 0-1 count on Morrison as Walker will work out the windup and deliver home. Pitch comes in low. Nice job to block it up on the changeup that bounced in the inside part of the plate to count it even to 1-1. It's on the night have 6 hits or 6 runs on 7 hits. They had 2 errors in the field. They've given up a run on no hits, and Tallulah's got 2 errors also. 1-1 pitch on its way. Strike 2 swinging. Over the plate and tailed back out away from him. He's 1 pitch away from ending this game with a 1-2 count and 2 outs. 2 count with 2 outs. Morrison digs back. It's a deep breath and delivers home. Hey, Brody Walker's going to throw a no-hitter in the first game of the AAA 3A state championship game 1. As they score 6 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, the Tallulah Academy Trojans score 1 run, no hits, and 2 errors. The Mavericks are going to win game at Manchester as they'll play at 5 o'clock. Hopefully the Mavericks will have a huge crowd as Tallulah Academy really showed up tonight here at Tallulah. Had a huge crowd, easily over 500 people for Tallulah at the ball game. They were wrapped around the field. It's a nice showing. The story of the night, though, is Brody Walker was brilliant on the mound. Threw a no-hitter to lead the Mavericks past Tallulah 6-1. Mavericks opened up the scoring in the second inning, scored a couple runs for the next 3 or 4 innings, or the next 4 innings, and were able to get up to a 0 lead. They were able to hold it through the 7th to win the game 6-1. A nice turnout by the Mavericks and a good way to start off the series, as they lost last year in the championship series 2 games to none, but take a 1 game to none lead over Tallulah, and will play again in Yazoo City on Thursday night at 5 p.m. If there's a game 3 necessary, it'll be Saturday back in Tallulah. So for the Manchester Academy Radio Network, I'm Josh Miller, and we're going to go back to Power 107. We'll see you at 5 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. But until then, back to Power 107.